So we made a Q&A video asking you guys to ask us questions, and we've seen all of them, so we're going to answer all of them now.
Yep. So if you guys have any experience going to haunts and want to answer any of the questions, we'd love to hear from you guys, the answers to some of these. So feel free to leave your answers down in the comments to some of these questions. So this first question there's actually a few questions from Cornbread Red that we're going to answer. And so the first one is, are most haunts owners immediately willing to allow you to come in behind the scenes, or does it take a little back and forth to convince them?
It does
I'll let
take
you start with this.
Yeah. There's a few haunts where we had to convince them, or at least ask, and then there's a few where we really couldn't do too much behind the scenes. When we're filming these videos, I feel like we kind of go on a roll, right? Like we find what's good, and if the owner's like, oh yeah, that's a good thing, then they'll show the next one, and we'll kind of move it on. That's what kind of happens in season 2. Season 1, we were a little more conservative with some of the filming. But yeah.
Yeah, so the thing that you got to remember is, at the end of the day, what we're doing for them is almost free publicity. And so because of that, they want the best video about their haunt that they can get. They want them to look the best, right? So obviously they want to be able to show as much as they can so that people are interested in their haunted house. And obviously they don't want to show too much so that people don't go to their haunted house because they know what's going to happen. And so I think it's just finding the right balance of that comfort level for each individual owner. As far as having us just come to their haunted period, we've never had an issue with that.
No.
Everyone's always like, no, please come. It's just a matter, I think, of how much we could film.
Yeah. And the times that we did have an issue where they said don't come, we just didn't show up.
Yeah.
So that's right.
All right, and so his next question is, will you ever revisit a haunt?
So we did. We revisited Wisconsin Scaryland twice.
Yeah. Scaryland has definitely a special place for us.
Yeah, and they change it up every time too.
Right.
So I guess it's technically we didn't go back to the same haunt, right?
Yeah. I don't want to say too much because this is so far down the future, but we definitely intend to revisit some haunts.
Yeah. There is a plan ahead.
There is a plan ahead, and,
Yeah.
and so, yes, but I can't say more than that. And his last question here is, will Aaron Rodgers retire a Packer or pull a Tom Brady? All right. I'll leave this one to Ken because I'm not a huge football guy.
I think he's staying with Green Bay. I think he's going to stay with Green Bay.
If he does, he's trash-talked them a lot in the last year.
That's the thing. He trash-talked them a lot. He's still on the team. I think he has full control of the Packers. So I think he has control of it. So I think he's going to stay.
Yeah, I totally agree. When you think about it, if I'm more of a basketball fan than a football fan, right? But LeBron James, right? If he wants someone gone, if he wants someone in higher management gone, they're gone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like Ken said, he runs the team. So I think he'll make whatever he needs to do happen in order to stay.
We're Bears fans anyway, so
yeah. I kind of hope he leaves.
hope he leaves.
So this next one comes from Callman213. What types of scares are y'all's favorite or not favorite?
Yeah.
So what is your favorite scare?
My favorite scare. The one it sounds stupid what I'm about to say, but the one you're not expecting. Obviously that's a scare, but it's more of there's times where you're just in a dark place and a face will pop up. Stuff like that scares me. Least favorite scares, I hope haunts don't get mad at me for this, but when the actors just take a hammer and hit a wall.
Yeah.
To me that's just it hurts more than it scares, but
yeah, so my favorite scare definitely would be whenever you have a long hallway.
Oh yeah.
And there's someone that could chase you. You physically or literally could be chased. I like that. Whether it's a chainsaw, whether it's a guy just running. Scaryland, I think, kind of did that thing the best.
Yeah.
There's just one hallway. We turned and we looked left, and it was a long hallway. And then we turned and we looked and we turned right, and on the other side of the hallway was the guy just standing there. And so we kind of knew that was going to happen, and it still was terrifying.
Yeah. So I guess what Darcy said is my least favorite in a good way. That scares the. I can't when I see a chainsaw, Darcy knows that's the one point where I take off. I'm I can't handle chainsaws.
Yeah. Well, So it sounds kind of hypocritical, but my least favorite scare is probably Chainsaw. It's just kind of overdone at this point, you know? Like, every haunt ends their haunt now with, like, oh, we'll just throw a chainsaw at the end. I've talked about it in a previous video. I think it's kind of lazy at times, so I think chainsaws are a little overdone.
Yeah, but it scares me every time.
Yeah,
it gets me every time.
So next we got 2 questions from John Flores 275. And he said, just found y'all, love the videos. Thank you very much for that. His first question is, what was the first haunt you've ever visited?
Ooh. 13th Hour when it was in Elk Grove.
Oh yeah, I remember
that.
Yeah,
that was like a middle school.
Like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first was Statesville. I think that's why I fell in love with
really?
it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was Statesville, and I think that's why I go back every year.
Yeah.
And his second question is, have you ever thought about building your own haunt? And I've got a promotional plug right here. Check out this series. If you put a little thumbnail up in the right corner there.
Oh, you're pointing at the ceiling.
Check out this picture. It's weird when you film this because there's like nothing there. But we're actually doing a series called Building a Minecraft Haunted House, where Ken and I think of like cool ideas if we ever were to build a haunted house. And then we present it to you in Minecraft, since we can't actually, we don't have the money or the land to build one.
Yeah.
But yes, we have definitely thought about it. We've dreamed about it.
Our goal with Behind the Haunts, the end goal is to have a haunted house. Yeah. That's like a big goal of ours. Obviously, it's not going to happen in the next few years. You know, we would want to. Yeah, I mean, we would love to do it. Just the money, the time we have, but that's what we're doing in Minecraft right now, and even the stuff we're doing in Minecraft, some of it's unrealistic. But it's what we would like to do. But yeah, eventually we want to open one.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is like, we're haunted house enthusiasts first and not haunt makers first.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of adds a level to, you know, we know what we like to see. We go to so many haunts. We know what's scary and what's not. And I think we'd make a good haunt. I think we would.
We would have to hire the right people. We got it.
Our next question is from Fit Hydro. It says, "Hey, that's me." That's not a question. That's a sentence. All right. Next question is from Caleb Valencia. What is your favorite haunt? Is his first question. Or sorry, what is your favorite theme in a haunt?
Theme in a haunt. Man, I wasn't prepared for these good questions.
I know, these are good.
Favorite theme?
If you need a moment to think.
I generally like the clown rooms.
Clown rooms, really?
I generally like them because I feel like every haunt we've been to has done it differently. No one's done it repetitively.
True. Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah,
every haunt has a different clown room. So I like to see how they do their clown rooms. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I think mine is. What is that?
That's an air freshener.
You guys probably couldn't even hear it, but it sounded like someone farted over here. But I think my favorite theme is probably like any outdoor jungle or like winter, like when we were at Abandoned.
I was about to say that room
when it was like snowing.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about that just freaked. Like, it didn't freak me out, but it was like
cool.
Immersive. It was
cool.
It
was very cool. Yeah.
So like any like outdoor textural things, because you're in a haunt, so if you can make it feel like it's outside, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Caleb's second question here is also, what has been your favorite scene in any haunt? I have to think on this because I've seen a lot of scenes in my 10-year of
I gotta say, Hell's Gate, the first room.
Really?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, of course I do.
I think that's gonna be that. Hell's Gate is a very theatrical haunt.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of cool scenes. So I almost any probably that, or remember that dragon?
Yeah, I do remember the dragon.
Yeah.
So mine's kind of cheating because it's not necessarily in the haunt, it's like right before it, but at Haunted Hills Hospital, if you've seen our video, they do this pit where they get super excited and amped and sing, dance, chant, and all that jazz. And I haven't felt that type of energy in such a long time that I think that's my favorite scene. Watching those actors get that amped up, it was amazing.
It was pretty cool.
Okay, so thank you, Caleb, for those questions. All right. Next is going to be Lost Waffle. I hope you find it. Well, dude, imagine losing your waffle. Like, this guy probably had, or girl, had like the worst day of their life losing their waffle, and they took the time to comment on our video even though they lost it. Have you guys ever faced issues from trespassing or cops during your explorations?
No. We always plan these 100% ahead.
Normally, like, almost a year ahead.
Yeah, almost a year ahead.
And this season's a little different, but normally like a year ahead.
Yeah, I think the closest we got was we showed up to one haunted house we planned, and the person that we were communicating with the whole time wasn't there, so no one at the haunt knew we were there for a haunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
If you go there, read their signs.
Yeah. So no one, like, we had this plan for a year, and we showed up, and everyone was clueless to who we were. I think that was the closest we got to trespassing.
Yeah, no, but I am willing to risk it for your lost waffle. I am willing to risk this. One thing I've wanted to do is go to like abandoned, like theme park or like abandoned hospital, like places that are truly abandoned. And I'm sure you can get like in trouble for trespassing.
Probably,
there.
yeah.
So cops, if you're watching this, don't arrest me. I'm just trying to make a YouTube channel here. All right, so I'm trying to help a guy find his waffle in the Lost Amusement Park. So
we gotta buy a fake waffle and hide it now. In the
like
house,
just for you, Lost Waffle. Look at that. All right, this next one comes from a longtime viewer of ours, Maria Fetcher. She comments on a lot of our videos. She says, "How do you guys choose what houses you go to each season?" That is a great question.
So that's for you. That's for you.
So I normally do a lot of the planning of the like actual haunts that we do. A lot of it comes down to where we want to go. So in season 1, we're a new YouTube channel, and so we try to stay very local, very Illinois suburbs, and just, get our name out there. Season 2, we started being a little bit more known in the haunt industry, and so we said, okay, let's go to some expanding states like Wisconsin, Indiana. But again, what we're looking for when we're picking these haunts is what we think is going to make a good video, because if we go to a haunt and they're like, yeah, we've got one actor and one animatronic, like, right, that's going to be a pretty boring video for you guys. So we're looking for things that are unique and that things that we don't see often.
Yeah.
And now in season 3, which I don't want to say too much because we'll have a video really shortly announcing everywhere we're going, but we're expanding across the country this year, to say the least.
Yeah. I moved to California. So wink, wink. So wink, wink to that.
You had the longest pause. You just look at me and you go, "I moved to California."
But that's a little wink, wink to the future of it. But yeah, I mean, Darcy contacts a lot of houses because we want to see every house. Like, that'd be very cool. So we contact every house, and generally it's kind of the houses that get back to us first.
Yeah, so we fill up so fast.
Yeah, we fill up very
normally
fast.
have to tell a lot of places no. Like,
because we have a few in other states that I don't want to give away too much that we're going to this year that we were supposed to go to like last year, 2 years ago.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so we're a little backed up, but I guess it's really a good thing. So we choose our haunts based on who answers us first, and we've actually got denied from a lot of haunted houses too. So hopefully,
some were more pleasant about their rejections than others.
Yeah, some were a little mean. Please, we just want to film your haunt.
Like,
but but no, I mean, and I think some of those houses might open up in the future if if we continue doing this and getting a little publicity. But
yeah. War Ghoul asked, "What is the scariest thing that has happened to you?" So I want to preface: does this mean in a haunt, or does this just mean like in general? Because those are two very different answers.
Okay, in general, I don't know.
I think Ken could probably answer for me.
In general, I'm going to Cedar Point this weekend, so I'm nervous about that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the scariest thing. Okay, in a haunt, scariest thing I saw. Well, I don't know if this is scariest, but I thought Darcy was gonna collapse at one point of the house. That was the scariest thing to me, believe it or not. It wasn't even a big scare. A guy was just standing in the corner, and he looked at Darcy, and Darcy goes, and then grabs the railing and falls down. And I'm like, what? And I'm panicking because I'm like, okay, I gotta like, get it. call somebody to get an emergency, and then Darcy just kept walking like nothing.
Yeah,
that scared me.
And so that's also probably my biggest scare because I literally thought I had like a heart attack, and maybe I did have a heart. Who knows? But I just fell over and was like in shock. Like Ken said, it wasn't even that scary. I don't know
it wasn't
why.
a jump scare. The guy just walked towards you.
Yeah, it was like, whoa. It wasn't abandoned though, so props to you guys.
Yeah.
That was definitely an entertaining experience. A funny story about that we never got to say on camera. Like, I called my at the time fiance, she's not my wife, on the phone to tell her about it. And she was just like, okay. Like,
wow.
Yeah, wow.
You're like, that's it?
Rachel, like I literally just thought I had a heart attack. She's like, I know. I'm like, so,
that was funny. Not funny at the time, but it was.
Right,
that was
looking back on it.
Looking back, that was the one. I bring that moment up like once a month. By the way, that was. All right, guys, we're gonna make the Q&A 2 parts. So this is the end of part 1. Part 2 should be down below.
This side? That side.